wanted to talk about something called monkey branching. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this topic, I actually just came across a YouTube video, but I had this happen to me in the past, and my spouse that I'm separated from also had this happen to him in the past. It happens to men and women, and it's normally done by somebody that has a cluster B condition, such as borderline or narcissism. And there might be a few other disorders that it's done with. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is I try to help other people if I can save or spare a soul from going through hell like I have in the past. I went through narcissistic abuse, and I work with the music industry as a singer and songwriter, and I try to protect other people. I guess that is part of being an empath. I always try to protect everybody, no matter what. If I can keep them away from a toxic person that will hurt them, or if I can help a musical artist not get conned by the very crooked side of the music industry. That's one of the reasons I'm making a podcast. It's going to be Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m. New York time on my TikTok at the top of the screen there. Please tune in Thursdays if you want to be protected from con artists, especially ones that do consulting and distribution in the music industry that inflate their credentials. They're usually narcissists that have the artist development groups. So I'm trying to protect you. They will steal from you, they will cheat on you, they will pathologically lie to you, and they do not care. So monkey branching I came across a little while ago, and what it is you'll be love-bombed or mirrored by a narcissistic woman or man. They will make you feel the best you've ever felt in your entire life. You will feel the most understood and loved. These people are predators. They can tell, I hear a train over here. They can tell if you're a good person, if you're empathic with energy. They see a person like you immediately if you're a good person. Put the window up so that you don't hear this loud train I'm coming up on. So, a borderline or a narcissist, sometimes people have both, are predators, and they will notice an innocent, naive person immediately. Their entire lives they spend studying as a predator, and especially if you add antisocial personality disorder, a sociopath. I dated a mix. I dated what I believe was a covert malignant narcissist, and I have seen women narcissists in action that monkey branch. What monkey branching is whenever a narcissist or a borderline, they find a new victim, someone they're attracted to, maybe they like some traits about them that they can mirror or copy, they will tell you they love everything you love. Everything. They'll even say that they're your same age, that they're a veteran too, that they went to college where you went. They love the same interests as you. They will make you feel so understood. They'll say you're soulmates, that they're an empath too. They will literally say anything possible to make you fall for them. They will oddly be obsessed with you. You'll notice them wanting to talk to you all the time. They'll tell you to call them any time of night. They'll be pretty romantic and sweet, really impress you with their charm. And they will mirror you and do this extreme love bombing. They'll actually pay for stuff in the beginning too, which usually ends once you hit the devaluation stage. So what they'll do is they will already have been in a relationship. Usually they date a bunch of people at one time, these people. They're so manipulative and dishonest. So what happens is you're in the love bombing stage and everything's going great. A man or woman in this stage. I make my content for men and women. There are not only male narcissists, there are a lot of women narcissists. And I make this stuff for men and women. So what happens is they're obsessed with you, they're infatuated with you, and if they have antisocial, a sociopath, they will be really eerily quiet in the beginning, and they will take in all your vulnerabilities. If you're an open book like myself that is confiding in them because maybe you were having problems in your life and you confide in them, they're love bombing you, they're studying your social media pages, they're learning everything you love. That's what the one did to me, because he was coming up a friend suggestion on Facebook. So then everything's going great until they're in like a fantasy stage with you. a narcissist. They make an imprint of you in their brain, and they drag you into this fantasy, and you feel like everything's so wonderful. It was the best I ever felt. I literally felt like I was floating and so excited. I could not drive fast enough to the airport to see this guy that love bombed me and got me feeling understood and loved everything I loved. I thought, wow, this is the man of my dreams. Okay? So what happens is somehow the fantasy gets broken. And a lot of times it can be because you tell a narcissist no, which was my case. You're a person that has thoughts of your own. And the narcissist, in my case, first off lied and told me he was single, monogamous, and we were exclusive. He lied. He had a hidden double life and lived with a fiance the whole time. So he lied up front, and then he played the polygamy game, which I mentioned yesterday in a video, where he decided overnight that he wanted stuff like P. Diddy, that he wanted to do group type sex. And I told him, no, like, you told me that you're exclusive, that you're into monogamy. What the hell is this? And a lot of the men I hear that are covert narcissists, a lot of them are down low, is what I'm hearing now too. And honestly, I would not be surprised with the one that I was with either. So what happens is you will break the fantasy somehow. In my case, I told him no. I told him I'm not doing Diddy stuff with you. You know, I tried to make people happy, but I made it clear up front and was lied to that this guy was into monogamy. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. And he even tried to lie and tell me, no, I told you up front I wanted this. No, he didn't. A lot of times you have to watch a narcissistic man or woman because they will lie to you, gaslight you, and get you to think you're crazy and can't remember talking about things. And this never happened. Never, ever. Because this guy knew that I would never date him if he was in a relationship. And he knew that I had morals, that I was into monogamy. So, like, there was no way that he could tell me the truth because he would lose me. Sorry, I'm watching for cars back and forth. So this guy knew that he would, you know, I wouldn't date him. So he lied to me. He waited until I fell for him around like 4 to 6 months. I was getting the worst psychological abuse from this guy, trying to force me to do things I did not want to do, making me cry, threatening my contract or threatening the relationship if I got upset. Then he tried to dump me and then hoover me in like a week later. And one time he called hoovering and said, well, I might give you another chance. That is how we started the call, because he was trying to hurt me so bad to get what he wanted because I told him no, which started my devaluation. Where this guy, it broke his fantasy, and then he kept trying to force me to do that, and I told him no, and I stood my ground. I kept my boundaries, and he just got more and more abusive, psychologically, emotionally, would cheat in front of me, started cheating on me with a writer that was at the same label. He started mirroring her and love bombing her just like he did to me, saying that he liked all of her interests, that he was a veteran like her, right in front of my eyes. And he actually mirrored a few different women I saw happen with the monkey branching. That is what I'm talking about with monkey branching. The minute that you get in devaluation, when you hurt that fantasy, you'll notice the narcissist pulls back attention. A lot of times it's manipulative. He's trying to pull back attention or sexual contact or anything like that because he's trying to punish you. He's trying to sadistically hurt you to get you to fall in line with the fantasy person that he's trying to mold you into. Once you start devaluation, it pretty much just continues like a switch in their brain. Automatically they'll love you, and then they're replacing you. They're monkey branching with another man or woman the next day, the minute that you hurt that fantasy. And even if they hoovered you and idealized you again, then you can break the fantasy again, I believe. You know, the minute that you put that boundary up, that makes them realize that you're not this fantasy, you're not this extension of them that they can control and get to do whatever they pictured in their mind. So this narcissist kept giving me extreme abuse because he could not get me to do what he wanted. He would deliberately try to cheat on me. He would withhold all forms of affection from me. He stopped telling me I was pretty. He started picking at me and telling me all my faults all the time. One of them was my foundation. I actually have a new foundation now because he told me that my makeup was cheap, that somebody from Sony Records told him that, and then he didn't even have Sony, it turned out, at a later date. He was lying about having Sony Records because Sony's head attorney investigated him. But from everything, never telling me I was pretty anymore. I would get fixed up and he would give no compliments. He would try to break up with me to get me to fall in line. Like, he would try to break up with me. I'd be all emotional, curled up in a ball, so upset. And they do this to all men and women, all of you. And I'm not just trying to talk about this past relationship all the time because I still love this guy. I am just trying to warn men and women about what monkey branching is and what these narcissists do during these different stages, because I'm trying to protect you and get you to identify what you're going through. I could not understand why the guy that I was with, and I saw a woman do this too. I saw a narcissist. My one ex was with a female narcissist. I saw how it worked with the monkey branching because the female one did the exact same thing, guys. So I know that you go through it as well. But whenever you stop getting attention and they're starting to be mean to you, they're drawing back affection, they have that other supply, they're monkey branching too, on the back burner. And they wait until they have them more secure, and then they swing to the next branch. And they'll disconnect and they'll discard you or they'll dump you. And sometimes they start getting really abusive at the end, just mean to you, putting down everything about you, just screaming at you anytime they talk to you. These people are literally crazy. They are very out there people with these cluster B conditions. And sadly, something happened in their childhood that made them get these conditions. And there's a cure for borderline personality disorder, but I don't think there really is for narcissism. And both of them take a lot of work with a counselor to fix. A lot of people develop them because their brain blocks out abuse they went through as a kid, such as really bad abuse. I mean, I do feel bad for people with those conditions because a lot of them went through molestation or something when they were younger. But these are signs that you're being monkey branched and they are cheating on you. They will get really mean. They will never compliment you anymore. You can't understand what happened because they loved you possibly the day before. He started trying to break up with me, and one thing that I think really made him jump to the next girl, like start cheating with her a lot more, was he was like, fine, like, women do what I want, I'm entitled. He would actually write that to me, trying to force me to do the stuff I didn't want to do. He pretty much was threatening to break up with me almost every day. It's almost like whenever you're married and someone threatens divorce every day. Like, he literally was making me so emotional, and he was my artist manager, and I was so in love with him. Or he would say, we'll just be friends. And he would say it cruel like that. Anything he could do to control me to get what he wanted. We'll just be friends, and that's hurtful because you have feelings for him. He knew I was falling for him. So he would be a jerk and say, we'll just be friends. Maybe we'll get back together in a few months, because he wanted to cheat and go have his little ditty fun with other women and come back to me. So he would do stuff like that, like really cruel stuff, triangulate, cheat right in front of me, show me girls like the girl he was cheating with, sit by her on a plane, and have this devil smirk on his face, the duper's delight smile. They will do that. Anything possible to control me, withhold all affection, withhold any sexual contact, not tell you you're pretty anymore, insult you, belittle you, tell you everything that's wrong with you that you need to work on and do better with. Compare the new person to you, tell you how much better they are. He was telling this girl she was a better songwriter. He would play both sides too. He would, he was like competing, acting like he didn't know what was going on and getting me and the new supply to almost like fight over him. And I thought, I'm not fighting over him. And I actually figured out what happened. I walked away eventually when I realized his game. And then later, after that supply and a few other ones, I found out he had a hidden primary at home, a fiance that he lived with. And I pray for the woman. I pray that she realizes what he is and she gets out of the situation. I'm the one that probably gave her the biggest heads up, and her family believed his lies at first, but I really am praying that she gets out of the situation. Maybe she can use some of the stuff that I give her to defend her and her kids in court. And I hope that if she watches my page, because I know that New Supplies or other women look at pages, if you see this, I hope that you get out. And I'm sorry that I didn't get the information to you sooner, but your family would not believe me no matter what. You were believing what the narcissist was telling you. And I even got blocked by her family trying to warn this woman. So that is what monkey branching is. They will eventually dump you and you'll be devastated. And then they do come back, everybody. They do hoover you whenever it blows up with the new people. And they do cyber stalk you, because I got hoovered once he used the new supply. They broke up the next day. That is how much of a user he is. They broke up the next day, and I got hoovered by a fake Christian Dior bag. He called me, acting the sweet man came back, trying to hoover me. So they will hoover you. They're the biggest users in the world, a narcissist. They will use you to get whatever they want. If it's money, if it's a sexual fantasy, if it's attention, that's what they'll do. Please like, subscribe, and follow. I appreciate it.